So, as of this video's production, what is the status of the so-called economic recession? Is the economic recession over? Now, the numbers, of course, when you look at the consumer price index and all that other stuff, the numbers look fine and everything looks good. But yet, plenty of our peers on here on the YouTube continue to speak doom and talk about crash and impending crash and just how terrible things really are because the numbers are getting fudged and everything else is going on. Myself, just like another person on here, all I can do is tell you about my experience and what I have going on. I'm busy at my work. The people that work around me are busy as well, and we are growing. Is that necessarily a test or an indication that any sort of economic impending doom is over? Not necessarily, but I think it flies in the face of the people that claim that we're circling the drain. I don't feel as if I'm circling the drain, and furthermore, being through the economic pinch, it feels different now than it did before. Now, are there going to be people and circumstances and businesses that have fallen through the cracks? Yes, absolutely. Have certain resources been reallocated, the fancy term for what happens during a crash? Have resources been reallocated? It seems so. In spite of the meddling, I feel like we're climbing out of it. And I realized it mostly when at one of these famous meetings that I always talk about, the boss was like, the owner, he was like, well, my one store is doing well, and I kind of gave you guys the benefit of the doubt for the longest time, but, it's time for some economic recovery. So our performance, our expected performance is supposed to be that of economic recovery. And that's coming from the same place to where I was standing around with the other employees at my dealership to see whether or not we were going to be one of the dealerships that were cut. So like I said, I've been through that particular part of it. So that's my 2 cents. I know it's not what a lot of my peers on here expect to hear or like to hear. You want to hear about the doom and how it's not your fault that bad things have happened, or it's all beyond our control, so we might as well just give up. Yeah, I don't know, man. Even if things were tough, even when things are tough, you don't give up. You find your way. You get back in that maze and you find the damn cheese. Every school kid knows that. This has been your daily dose of Lambdog.